Hello, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. Time travelers, this is your exclusive first quarter reading for 2026. We'll take a look at January, February, as well as March, and then close it off with some oracle cards and kippers. As always, keep in mind it is a collective general reading, not individualized nor personalized to you. So take the messages if they fit and how they fit, and of course leave the ones that don't. And be sure to check out your other placements if you don't know what they are. In the description box is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. With all of that said, let's begin. Okay, make it good. Tapping into the Gemini collective now for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What does Gemini need to know for January, February, and March for 2026? What do they need to know for January, February, and March? We'll get one more shuffle here. Thank you. All right. For January, we have the High Priestess, we have the Fool, and we have the Ace of Cups. For February, we have the Nine of Cups, we have the King of Wands, and we have the Six of Pentacles. For March, we have the Three of Wands, we have the Eight of Pentacles, and we have the Five of Pentacles. The underlining energy now is the Page of Wands to the Eight of Cups to the Ace of Swords. And that leaves the Nine of Pentacles, Four of Wands, and Nine of Wands to the Chariot at the bottom of the deck. Looks like heavy contemplation about relocating for some of you. And possibly starting your own business. All right, let's see where we go with this. Tapping into the Gemini collective now, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Let's clarify these cards for Gemini. For January, we are clarifying the High Priestess, the Fool, and the Ace of Cups. For February, we are clarifying the Nine of Cups, the King of Wands, and the Six of Pentacles. And for March, we have the Three of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles. Let's get one more shuffle here. Thank you. The High Priestess is being clarified by the Page of Pentacles. The Fool is clarified by the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is clarified by the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is clarified by the Empress. The King of Wands is clarified by the Fool. Do you see all these repeating cards? The Six of Pentacles is clarified by the Six of Pentacles. The Three of Wands is clarified by the Moon. The Eight of Pentacles is clarified by the Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles is clarified by the Lovers. Underlining energy. Page of Cups, Justice, the World. That leaves the Knight of Cups, the Two of Wands, and the Nine of Swords to the Three of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Whoa, Gemini. January's energy. High Priestess to the Page of Pentacles. I feel like you are in search of something new in the month of January, whether this is in regards to career and finance or love and romance. The Gemini collective is looking for new. I don't think you're, it's like you're looking for improvements. So you're looking for ways to increase your happiness. You're looking for ways maybe on how to relocate or how to launch your own business. Or is there something new that I want to learn? This is heavy investment in oneself in the month of January. I think this is the best that you have probably felt in quite some time because I've been doing your readings. I've been a lot of highs and a lot of lows. And the High Priestess to the Page of Pentacles is like, now it's like you're coming home to oneself. I might call your video that. I feel like you're coming home to oneself. And it's like, I feel like it's time to learn something new or move in a new direction. Whether, like I said, that's a new job, learning a new skill, entering a connection. But this seems to be because of love of self. Because of love of self. I feel like I've tapped into a group of you. You're falling in love with yourself in the month of January. Like whether you're partnered or you're not, this seems to be like I'm going to utilize my intuition when it comes to how I spend my pentacle resources, my time, my love, and my money. And then we have the Fool to the Ace of Cups, which is you now on this new venture, on this new path of putting your own happiness first, what makes you emotionally content at the end of the day. This is almost like, damn be the world if no one understands it, but I'm going to focus on myself. And then I have the Ace of Cups clarified here by the Nine of Cups. So again, nines are very singular in tarot. So this is like, I'm going to do A, B, and C, or I'm going to learn A, B, and C, or again, I'm moving in this direction because it's pleasing to me. It fills my heart with joy. You are investing in your own happiness in the month of January. Again, whether you're single or partnered, they're not showing up here energetically in January. So it doesn't mean that you don't have new love on the horizon or that you know, your current partnership is falling away. This is just a shift in perspective or a shift in focus that whether I'm single or partnered or have my own business or I work here, at the end of the day, I have to do what makes me happy. In February, that same Nine of Cups to the Empress. I mean, this is really, whether you're masculine or feminine, putting you in a seat of power. I feel like for the first time in a long time, you are in full control of your life. And then we have that Fool card here, again, clarifying the King of Wands. So in February, we see this continuing. Now, this is taking a leap of faith in a current business that you have, because the King of Wands could be an entrepreneur or a business owner. I'm going to clarify this for you. This could be taking a leap of faith in a romantic partnership, one that you're currently in, or possibly someone new for those of you who are single. But Six of Pentacles to the Six of Pentacles, this is like, I'm going to give, but not to my detriment. And I'm going to give to anything or anyone that is reciprocal in nature. Because at the end of the day, my happiness matters, like more than anyone else's. So in February, you're doubling down on the, I will continue to do what feels good to me. You have completely taken control of your life by the time you get to February. And by March, I mean, it's looking really good on you. The Three of Wands to the Moon card, you're like, I'm doing this. I'm moving forward in a particular direction in my life. I might have some doubts. I might have some insecurities, but I'm not going to let them get in my way because I know who I am and I know what I want. Eight of Pentacles to the Five of Pentacles. This is really big financial growth for you, because in the After Tarot deck, the Five of Pentacles, the individual is coming out of being in lack, coming out of financial, I just heard repair. So maybe some of you have been working on repairing your finances. So let's put this in terms of career and finance. I could have a Gemini here where intuitively you feel it's time to open up your own business. And that's the overwhelming feeling in January. And it's just an example I'm being given. And you're like, you know what? For love of self, I'm going to freaking do this. I'm going to learn what I have to learn and spend what I have to spend in order to make this business idea that I have a reality. And then here it's like you're becoming your own boss. Empress to the King of Wands. You're launching your business in February. Again, it's only an example I'm being given. And I think you are fairly compensated. And I also think that you are very fair with the products or services that you offer. So I don't feel like you're ripping off the public. And I don't feel like, I don't know, I just feel like there's such an equal exchange here. Like, I'm giving quality goods and services and I'm receiving quality pay in return. So yeah, in March, you're like, I did the right thing. I'm starting to see some income come in, right? Because of my efforts, because of that Eight of Pentacles, I'm no longer in financial lack, because when I was in financial lack, I made the decision to get out of it. So if this is a financial read for you, you are really coming into your own. Like by April, financially, you are more grounded and more financially stable than you have ever been. So if this is you, if this is your reading, you're contemplating opening up a business in January, and that's something you decide to do in February, March, you're starting to see the efforts. You're starting to see the efforts, and you're also manifesting. You're manifesting money, because the World card shows, like typically we see the four fixed signs in tarot, but in the After Tarot deck, it's the four aces. So you might be happy that you have established your new business and you're making some money, but you're like, but I'm not done. I'm not done. I want to be the Nine of Pentacles. And so I just see you getting, excuse me, still got this damn cough. I see you being more creative, April, even into May, like different ways on how you can make money. Whatever it is here that you're doing, if this is a new business, you seem to really enjoy it. And by April, you're feeling like you're no longer a novice. You know, like that Page of Wands could be like, when we start off something, we feel like, I don't know, we're stumbling, we're stuttering, we're not sure we're making the right decision, but you're walking away from being a novice. Like by the time you get to April, you're like, yeah, I got this. Like I know what I'm doing. I made the best decision. If this is a relationship, this is a relationship you're choosing to either stay in or you're choosing to enter. But the way you're existing in it or the way you're entering it is very different than the way you existed in this relationship in the past or the way you entered relationships in the past. And again, I'm going to clarify that Ace of Cups, but whether this is an existing connection or a new one, you're doing it differently. And you're doing it differently because you are putting yourself first and your happiness first. And again, As long as it's reciprocal, all is well on the love front. And you're not afraid to walk away. So you have learned your worth, Gemini, through all of your trials and tribulations and struggles over the past year or two that I have been reading for you. I want to clarify some of this. Can we clarify that Page of Pentacles? Let's clarify first, because that is the trying to tap into your intuition to figure out, how am I going to invest my pentacle resources? So whether that is career and finance or love and romance, like I said, existing connection or new, you're being very, what is the word I'm looking for? You're being like very methodical on how you invest your time. I think what you've learned is that your time is valuable. You're not giving it away nilly-willy anymore to people who don't appreciate it, or who, who don't reciprocate. What is that Page of Pentacles there for, Gemini? One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Page of Pentacles is the Page of Pentacles to the High Priestess is clarified by the High Priestess. The Queen of Pentacles, I'm telling you, and the Nine of Wands. I get this feeling from you, Four of Cups at the bottom of that. We're not doing that anymore. We're not doing that anymore. We're not going to continue to give and nurture situations, environments, or connections that leave us in the Four of Cups, in a state of apathy or feeling neglected or rejected. And this is your intuition screaming at you in January. You need to start investing your time, your love, your money, etc., into the people, places, and things that are beneficial to your overall happiness. And you are being persistent about this in the month of January. And that Nine of Wands, you're like, it might be difficult for me to break out of this habit. So I don't know, maybe you were a bit of a people pleaser. Maybe you overgave when it came to time, love, or money. But you're not doing that in January. So I don't know what the heck you went through in 2025. I know it wasn't the easiest year for me. But we are showing up differently as a result. I want to know what this Ace of Cups is. One, I do see love of self. But I'd like to see for some of you if that's a new opportunity as well. Tell me about that Ace of Cups to the Ace of Cups. That's incredible. One more shuffle here. Thank you. You have the Four of Pentacles. You have the Seven of Swords. And you have the Knight of Swords. Bottom of the deck. Temperance to the Empress. Again, to the Ace of Cups. Gemini. I'm going to have to get 3 more cards on this, because automatically what I'm feeling here, I think you are communicating here to someone in the month of January, if you haven't done it already. I think your communication here, and this might not be everyone's message, so I'm going to read this two different ways. For some of you, if you have been in a situation, environment, or connection where that Six of Pentacles didn't really speak about reciprocity, but it spoke about breadcrumbing, I think you communicated to this individual that you're not doing that anymore. You're not putting up with that anymore. You're not, this needs to be equal, or I'm moving on from you. There, somehow in that Four of Pentacles, it's like this was your way to regain control, or to regain some kind of stability in your life. So if you have been in that type of, again, work environment or connection with a person, friend, family member, or lover, I feel like you're telling them, like, it is an act of betrayal for me to continue to overgive to you and to not receive reciprocity in return. I think this is you taking control of a situation, environment, or connection. I think some of you already did this, maybe in the first week of January, but for others of you, this is going to happen over the course of the next 2 weeks. If I'm not reading it that way, because maybe you have no one that you are going to say this to, then this is internal to you. That if I'm going to start this business, I'm going to be dedicated to it, and I'm not going to sabotage it because so-and-so calls or so-and-so needs to see me, and for those of you where this is like maybe like even a work environment, this is, I'm not going to keep my mouth shut anymore when things go wrong at work. If I feel betrayed, if I feel deceived, if I think someone like a coworker is trying to get one over on me, I'm going to regain control. I'm going to speak my truth. So I think for the majority of you, you are saying this to someone that, like, in the interest of not deceiving myself anymore, I'm going to pour more into me. I think you're calling out bullshit when you see it or hear it in the month of January. I don't think you're doing it in an aggressive way, because I have that Knight of Swords to Temperance. So I don't think you're being a jerk about it. But this seems to be, I need to invest in myself, and I'm going to invest my time, my love, and my money differently. And if you're entering a new connection, you're a completely different Gemini. You're not. You're calling out the red flag the moment you see it. Very empowered. And it's all because my happiness comes first from now on. King of Wands. Who or what is this King of Wands? I don't need to clarify Nine of Cups to the Empress because that's you. Your Nine of Cups is just carried over here. So again, I go back to, I have to put myself first. Who's this King of Wands here for Gemini? This would be in the month of February. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The King of Wands is clarified by the Four of Swords, the King of Cups, and the Star card. Bottom of the deck, we have Strength. We have Sun. And look at that, the Six of Pentacles again. I think you are giving to someone here in the month of February, whether it's an existing connection or it is a new connection. So I'm going to read this for you two different ways. For those of you in an existing connection, I feel like you're making it known to this person that you're not putting up with any deception or betrayal on their part. You're also not going to deceive yourself by over-investing in them. You are, I don't know, demanding in a polite way reciprocity here. If that's your message in February, you're going to heal the connection with this individual. There's something here about the relationship becoming more emotionally balanced in the month of February. But again, it's like now you have set the terms of conditions. Like, I will give as long as you give. You don't give, I don't give. So if this is a current connection where there has been some difficulties in respect to reciprocity, you're putting this person on notice and then you're healing the connection. It looks like this person is going to go along with it, at least in the month of February. Because we have healing, we have the King of Cups flanked here by healing. So it looks like this person is healing some kind of like emotional wound that they have. So maybe they were emotionally erratic or emotionally inconsistent with you. That seems to be something, a pattern or a wound here within them that they're healing. There's also a desire here on their part to heal the connection with you and you with them as well. But I get the feeling here, you're a little bit more like, but I'm observing you, right? Like I got my eyes on you. And if something changes, I will walk away. Because in the After Tarot deck, the person's walking away. So it's like, I will give as long as you give. But if we go back to that behavior or I'm made to feel that way again, I'm out. And I do think you have a relationship here that is healing and strengthening in the month of February. If this is a new person, I think you're entering the connection in Aquarius season. That would be February. And then we have the Aquarius card here of the Star card. I think you're taking it slow with this person, probably because you're in that wait and see attitude because you got screwed over in some relationship in the past. So this is definitely relationship here, connection. And if you're not interested in love at all, then this is you deciding to move forward with some type of business plan or business venture. And you find it to be very emotionally calming and soothing for yourself to enter it. And you're taking a leap of faith here. So if this is a, like you're, I don't know, you're an entrepreneur, you're opening up your own business or your own YouTube channel, this is something that you love to do. You also find it to be very healing for yourself to engage in this work. I want to take a look at your finances here because I see them improving. And then I want to look at that choice card. Although the feeling I got here was like, I'm glad I made the choice. I'm glad I made this choice. But let's clarify that Eight of Pentacles to the Five of Pentacles. Because it's like these two people here are freezing, but you're leaving with a bag of security on you. So it's like you went inside, you got the help, or you helped yourself out through a difficult financial situation. Tell me about that Eight of Pentacles to the Five of Pentacles here for March. One more shuffle. Thank you. Yeah, Ten of Cups, Page of Swords, and the Empress shows themselves again. Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. If you are seriously focused on your finances in January and February, this is tremendous financial growth by the time you get to March. And this is the feeling of, I was doing the right thing all along by investing my time differently or launching that business or revamping the business in some way. For those of you who are business owners, this is like, you're giving yourself a little pat on the back here in March. Like, I knew I would be successful, or I knew that the public would accept this. So yeah, in terms of career and finance, this is good. If you work for someone else, this is like raise, promotion, bonus, some type of exceptional quarterly, maybe like bonus payment or commission that's being paid out to you. You are sitting real pretty here financially in the month of March because of decisions that you made here in January and February. Relationship-wise, if we're talking about the existing relationship, you're still observing this person, but you're a lot happier in this connection. So it looks like the other person is womaning up or manning up, if you will. Like for those of you where they were erratic in the past or not reciprocal, it looks like in the month of March, the connection is continuing to heal. If that is a new connection because you're a single Gemini, you're happy. You're still observing the person because of what you went through in the past, but you're happy with it and you're happy that you took a chance on this person. Let's clarify that Lover's card there. Either way, I feel like you're glad you took a chance. You took a chance to fix a relationship. You took a chance to speak your mind. You took a chance to talk up at work. You know what I mean? That's what that feels like to me. You took a chance to date this new person. You took a chance on you. You took a chance on you. And you're absolutely glowing in the first quarter of the year because of it. Tell me about that Lover's card. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Seven of Wands, the Five of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, the Magician, Queen of Wands, and the Three of Cups again to the Nine of Cups. This is definitely the feeling of, I'm glad I stood my ground. I'm glad I stood my ground. I'm glad that I voiced my concern or my opposition to whatever was going on there in the past or to whomever was doing it. Like, I'm glad I did that, because you're going from Queen of Pentacles in January to King of Pentacles. So I made the right business decision, or because I spoke up at work, now I'm being treated better, or I received some raise or promotion. You know, I'm glad I spoke up to that relationship because now I feel more confident investing in it. Or I'm glad I've been monitoring this new person because I feel like I have more power or control, because you're calling out bullshit. And this is the feeling of, I'm glad I made the decision to stand my ground. Really nice energy here for you. I'll get you 3 cards of advice, but I don't really think you need it. I think your love of self, because you're putting yourself first, there are people in your life that are almost forced to elevate in order to keep you. And if this is like a new love interest, it's like they're trying their darnest to keep you. Let's get feelings for that person, okay? Whether it's the existing partnership or a new person. How does this person feel about Gemini? How does this person feel about Gemini? Clarify that King of Wands to the King of Cups, and it could be Queens. I don't read body parts. One more shuffle here. Thank you. How do they feel about you? Thank you. We have the Devil. We have the Hierophant. I almost coughed. I did cough. To the Ten of Wands. This person feels it's their responsibility to show up differently. This is very high sexual attraction. This is someone who's trying to get on the same page with you. Remember what I said, if this person had any toxic patterns? This person is trying to overcome them. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not easy for this person to do this. Whoever has to level up here, your new person or your current person, they're aware that they need to level up and they need to shoulder more of the responsibility in the relationship. So if this is, again, an existing partnership and in the past there was breadcrumbing or some type of Seven of Swords behavior, they know that in order for this relationship to be successful, they need to heal that. That Four of Swords to the Star to the Devil card. They need to heal whatever pattern they had that was like self-sabotaging in the connection. Or they need to help you shoulder or carry possibly here, the emotional weight. Maybe you were carrying primarily the primary emotional weight of the relationship. But this is, I have to get on the same page with Gemini. I have to shoulder more of this, and I need to keep my toxic patterns or traits in check. And if this is a new person, number one, there's a lot of sexual chemistry between you and them, but this is very much the same feeling. I think for some of you, this person had a significant relationship in their life come to an end, if this is a new person, and they don't want it happening again. Either way, this is someone who wants victory and success with you. You have the Chariot, you have the Sun, and you have the Six of Cups. This is a soulmate, soul bond connection to you. This is someone who's going out of their way to show you their love or their respect or their devotion to you. You have someone here who's really putting their best foot forward, Gemini, to wow you, to impress you, and in an existing connection, to keep you. Nice energy. Way to go. See what happens when we fall in love with ourselves? 3 final cards of advice here for Gemini, and then we'll get into the Oracle cards and the Kippers. 3 cards of advice here for Gemini. I want to tell you to keep doing you. Keep doing this. One more shuffle. Thank you. Your advice, Two of Cups in regards to partnerships and connections, Three of Swords, and the Nine of Cups. As long as you continue to put yourself first, your happiness, we have the moon here. As long as you continue to put yourself first, your comforts first, your happiness first, yourself first, your satisfaction first, you will avoid that painful heartbreak or, oh, I can't believe I let them do this again to me. Because I think what you realized was, no, you let them do this to you again. So when it comes to partnerships of any kind, professional, platonic, or romantic, as long as you keep yourself happy, you're going to avoid that Three of Swords. I think that's what you learned. Yep. I was in my head clarifying the Three of Swords. I got the Six of Cups. When it comes to soulmate, soul bond connections, your advice here is as long as you put yourself first, you won't be disappointed. The moment you put them first, you go right back into the Three of Swords. Sorrow, heartbreak, grief, you feel rejected. Continue to put yourself first. The people you interact with will either level up or leave your life. But the answer here is not for you to make yourself small in order to keep them. Let's get an oracle card here for Gemini for January, February, and March. One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the home card. I didn't touch on that, but I did get the feeling when I saw that Knight of Cups to the World card in the future, and then I see the Eight of Cups moving towards the Ace of Swords, and now we got the home card. It's possible some of you are considering relocating in the first 3 months of the year. I don't know if you're going to actually relocate, but you're definitely contemplating it. And when you get into April, there seems to be more movement towards relocation. But I'll read these cards to you in a moment. We have home, we have guidance, and we have quiet strength. I'm telling you, some of you really bossed up here. Can we get 3 oracle cards here for Gemini, please, for January, February, and March? January, February, and March for Gemini. One more shuffle. Thank you. I like this for us. Lovely. Okay, Gemini, home. Return to inner peace and self-acceptance, feeling grounded and at ease with who you are. Didn't I say that at some point in your reading? I said, I feel like you're returning back home to yourself, or you're returning back to yourself. That's what you're doing. You then have ancient ruins. History holds wisdom. Learn from the past. That's exactly what you did. I told you you're showing up differently. February, guidance. Seek wisdom from within and others to illuminate your path and guide your decisions. Whether this is your current person or even a past person returning or that new person, I think you are tapping into your intuition. I also think you're keeping an eye on them. That's the feeling I get here. You have Starry Night. The universe watches over you. You are not alone. Beautiful energy. I think you're feeling more aligned with yourself than you have in a long time. You have quiet strength. Find power in stillness. Wait for the right moment to act. And then you have embrace the in-between. Magic happens in twilight. So yeah, it's a little bit of holding your breath to see how the connection works out, how the job situation works out, you know, how the current relationship works out. Again, I get this feeling of like observation on your part. Yeah, bottom of the deck even shows the Two of Pentacles. You're like, this could go this way or this way, but as long as I put myself first, I'm good. Definitely observing. And no longer biting your tongue. Can we get 2 oracle cards for January, for February, and for March? For January, please, for Gemini. For February, oh my God. For March, one more for March, okay. All right, let me show you January. Message of concern and coffin on the side. Remember when I said I had the feeling you were telling someone here, like either I'm not putting up with this anymore, or I'm not putting up with this at work or in this relationship. This is a message of concern. Whoever's receiving this is like, oh boy, like Gemini is finally talking up here, because I think you're putting them on notice. I can end this or walk away. I don't need you. If this job keeps going down the toilet, I could just find another job. If this relationship keeps heading in this direction, I can just leave you. So I think it's a message of concern for whoever you are confronting or putting on notice. Then we have mature woman and high honor came out. I think you're the mature woman and the mature man. This is Emperor, Empress energy here in this deck. And then you have this person here on their side, high honor. Remember I said they're striving. They're not an Emperor, Empress. They're not your counterpart, but they are striving to be that. And then we have privileged lady and we have main female in the reverse. This is what you're looking for. I think if you had financial issues, you're coming out of it, Gemini. I also think that you're not afraid to walk away from this love interest, whether they are current or new. I think you have now very nicely placed yourself in the energy of the Nine of Pentacles, because that's what the privilege card always reminds me of. You have journey, you have house, and you have expectation. Ooh, child. In terms of your structure and stability, this has been a hell of a journey for you. I don't think the world was expecting this version of you in 2026. Some people might actually be surprised to see you change and show up this way. But that is what I have for you, Gemini. Potential. Unleash your inner potential and transcend your self-limitations. That's exactly what you have done and will continue to do. Well, I can't even call it a sneak peek. That is your first quarter reading for 2026, kind of taking the world by storm, and in particular looks like one specific person as well. That is what I have for you. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you can. And thank you once again for being a time traveler. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace.